Hi there, I'm Chef Leander, and this is Small Kitchen Big Taste. Today, in honor of the end of summer, we're making bruschetta. It's one of my favorite things to make fresh out of the garden. If you have tomatoes and basil growing in your garden, I'm sure you've already done this. But we're going to show folks how to make bruschetta today. So, I have here some fresh tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, and we're going to start by dicing up some garlic. Now, I know there are lots of ways to do this. I'm just being really practical about it. How do we do it quickly and easily? I'm going to start by breaking down the garlic and getting it started. Then I'm going to take the side of the knife, smash it a bit, and then it's ready to go to a fine mince. And a fine mince, it's why your knife has that curve on the end of the blade, so you can use it in a rocking motion this way. And you can just go back and forth half a dozen times. And I'm going to pull in the escapees. Do it a couple more times. Now, when you're doing this, you don't want to drag your knife on the board. You can turn it over and use the other flat side, or you can just drag lightly over the top but not touching the board. We're going to put the minced garlic in our bowl, again being careful not to damage the edge of the blade. We'll put the minced garlic in the bowl, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of balsamic or of olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. By the way, 2 tablespoons is the equivalent of an 1/8 cup. So if you have an 1/8 cup measuring in your set, then you've got 2 tablespoons. I just like it when I can do less and get more. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, like that. The reason I'm starting with these is because that oil is there to carry the flavor. And so we want some time for these flavors to marry. I'm also going to do the basil first. So I've got, 10 or 12 leaves of basil. We've talked before about chiffonade. Well, we're going to chiffonade this. And what that means is I've got this stack of basil. I'm going to roll it up almost a little bit like a cigar. And that is all rolled up. And now I just want to cut it as thinly as possible. And that's going to release the most flavor. So I'm being careful to keep my knuckles away from the knife. So we're going to put the basil in here, and we're going to give it a good stir. And that will let those flavors infuse the olive oil, and we'll have a great olive oil base for the bruschetta. Now, we're going to cut up the tomatoes. I know the recipe calls for 2 Roma tomatoes, but when I was at the market this morning, these were available. They were still on the vine. I was all over that. So we're going to use 4 of the small tomatoes. We're going to dice them up. I'm going to cut them flat side down. Remember, always flat side down if you can do it. I'll go flat side down, and we'll cut one way. So there we go. That's one direction, and we're going to go the other. And now we've got a nice dice. Helps when your knife is really sharp and you can make it move. This action doesn't really help cut anything. And there we go. All of the tomatoes are up and running. All right. Then if you are not vegan, you can always add some fresh mozzarella cheese. I found these little tiny dollops of mozzarella cheese. So I'm using about half a package. And there you go. All right, and that's all there is. That's the bruschetta. And here we will cut the baguette so that we have some really nice crusty French bread to go on the plate with the bruschetta. Or as the Italians will say, bruschetta. So you can lay this out nicely on the plate. And if you like, you can put a little bruschetta on it. Like that. I'm doing this kind of slow because I want to kind of decorate the plate with it as I go. And then there you have what I consider the freshness of summer taste. I'm Chef Leander. To your health.